Hi there, this is just a quick look at a Digital Group Z80 system I acquired fairly recently. It came with the Sanyo monitor, the tape drive, the keyboard, and this software on tape, all period correct. It wasn't working when I got it, but I managed to get it going. So on the front of the machine, all there is a reset switch, an on-off switch, and a power light. And then on the screen you get the message read Z80 initialize cassette. So this machine doesn't do anything unless you load the operating system from tape. That's one of the things that was not working before. So insert a cassette and press play. You will see that I hit the reset button a little bit just before, as the manual recommends you do. That is if there was some line noise and it picked up some bad tracks already. And then it starts loading, and so what you see there are those octal numbers. They're 1, 2 and so on. Those are the RAM banks that it's loading into. This Sanyo monitor, you can see, has gone completely out of sync, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But it will eventually finish loading and come back into sync, and then there is an operating system. Not that the operating system does very much. There's just read write and then a way to look at some program registers in this specific case. But a much more useful thing to do is to use a laptop to send some WAV files over to the machine, or a computer, and play the WAV files directly into the machine, and this works incredibly well. So here I'm just going to load a small game. The going out of sync is not a function of the monitor. It also does that on the little Apple monitor in the background. That is something that is still wrong with the machine that I need to figure out. I haven't opened the Sanyo monitor yet, so I'm sure that it needs work as well. But at least it does work. So what I'm loading here is just a little game that you enter numbers 1 to 9 on the keyboard to play in different positions. And if you add bad keys, it says that nothing works. So the keyboard was also not working when I got it, but I managed to get that to go as well. It just required a bit of cleaning and fixing some traces under the edge connector there. So here I am playing this game. I have to admit that I don't actually understand the point of this game, but you can play wherever there's a 1, you can play, and it'll swap the numbers in the columns. So yeah, this is the machine working beautifully. The machine was sold by the Byte Shop in Toronto, built and sold by the Byte Shop in Toronto in 1977 to its first owner. It came with some documentation and invoices. When I hit the reset switch here, you'll see that it just relaunches the program again. So you're stuck in this now until you do a power cycle. This is the back of the machine. You can see the keyboard connector, the tape input and output, and the video signal there. And to open the case up, all you have to do is take these 4 screws at the front, and then the whole front panel just slides out to reveal the motherboard and the cards. This machine has 3, 4, 5 cards. The case was made by this Hammond, and I think this case was probably custom built for this machine or this type of machine. It's a very, very nice case, very heavy. It's got these carrying handles on the side, which are extremely useful since it is super heavy. The machine is very well put together. The people at the Byte Shop did a really good job of soldering all of these sockets on there and testing it. I'm sure it was a lot of work to figure out and make sure it all goes. And it was very clean in a way when I got it. I mean, it's a little bit dusty. It's still a little bit dusty. That big black thing there is a heatsink, the Zentech, which is the heart of your system, and then some big capacitors. Power supply. This machine has plus and minus 12 volt and plus and minus 5 volt. So looking at these cards, this is the video output card. It has on the left hand side here 2102 RAM, a little bit of screen RAM dedicated, and this does the screen 32 columns and the cassette. And this is an 8K RAM card, and I have 2 of these for 16K. And this is the processor card. It has its own 2K of RAM on the left hand side there as well. At some point I hope to be able to have this machine working 100%, and then I want to make a game for it and put it back on a tape and load it back in and have a play of something I made on this machine myself. That would be awesome. These jumpers configure where the RAM card shows up in memory, so you solder little wires in, and that's how you configure it. This was all pre-configured for me, and this is the bottom of the motherboard where there's also some special wiring to get everything to go. So that is a look at my DG system that I acquired recently and got to work. Thank you very much for watching.